This is Francois Lupien here again to dive into a topic that hits closer to home than most CEOs and business leaders like to admit. And yet, it is very real. Impostor Syndrome. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Everyone, even the most successful leaders, often struggle with that nagging feeling of not feeling and being good enough, fearing that their accomplishments are nothing more than sometimes a stroke of luck, or someone might point out that they are not as good as they think they are. This can lead to something that is very crippling. So let's uncover what the imposter syndrome really is, and more importantly, how it impacts leadership at the highest level. Let's understand the imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is that persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud, even when all the evidence is pointing to your success and competence. Imagine this. You're sitting in your office, surrounded by awards, accolades, and the fruits of your hard work. Yet, there's a little voice inside whispering, you don't belong here. You're not as good as you think you are. You may be at the top of your game, leading a successful business, but that voice just doesn't care. It says things like, at any moment, someone will realize you're just faking it, that you're not truly capable. This fear can be paralyzing, creating a cycle of self-doubt that affects how you make decisions, interact with your team, and ultimately how you lead. Let's get into some real-life examples. Let me share a story about a CEO named Susan. She runs a multi-million-dollar tech company and has achieved incredible growth over the last 5 years. By all accounts, she's doing everything right. Yet, despite her proven track record, Susan sometimes feels like she's just been lucky. Every time she closes a major deal or lands a new client, she attributes it to factors outside of her control. Market conditions, her team's effort, her sheer confidence, not and never her own abilities. This fear of being exposed as a fraud makes her hesitate to make bigger risks or present her ideas with the full confidence that her role demands. The impact? Missed opportunities, guessing her decisions, and a constant fear that others will eventually see through her. Well, let's go for a real-life example again. Then there's Mark, a visionary leader with a knack for innovative strategies. Mark is admired by his peers for his creativity and forward-thinking approach, maybe like some of you. But when he's asked to speak at conferences or lead a high-stake meeting, he's overwhelmed by a crippling fear of failure. Mark worries that someone will challenge his ideas in front of everybody and he'll stumble, revealing that he doesn't have it all together and all the answers. Even though his team looks up to him as a guiding force, he can't shake off that feeling that he's not truly qualified to hold that position. The reality is, this kind of self-doubt doesn't just affect Mark. It impacts his ability to inspire and lead his team and his company effectively. So what are the consequences? Well, the effect of the imposter syndrome go deeper than just self-doubt. It limits your potential, creates hesitation when quick decisions are necessary, and can even drive you to overlook and overwork just to prove yourself. Not a good idea. It can lead you to burnout. The irony here is that the more successful you become, the louder the voice of doubt can get, causing you to question your own achievements. Well, so what can you do about it? The truth is, imposter syndrome is more common than you think, especially among high achievers like yourself. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to hold you back. We talked about this before. Imagine having a safe space where you can openly discuss these fears and doubts without judgment. Imagine having a confidential conversation with someone who understands your challenges and can help you overcome this cycle of self-sabotage. I invite you to join me for an introductory call, a conversation where we can explore whether we're a good fit to work together or not. My goal isn't to tell you what to do. It's to help you unlock the solutions already within you.